Hello and welcome back to Rags to Riches or Zero to Hero, or I tried to conquer CALRADIA in under 100 days. It's very impossible, actually. I think it's very impossible. Anyway, we're here in the tavern. It's been 1 day, or around that, maybe a little bit longer than 1 day so far, and I have just been spam fighting sea raiders as much as I possibly can, because obviously if you can enter battles really fast, then the time does not progress, and that's great, right? You know, that's really good. Anyway, we're gonna get Matheld. I actually cannot remember, unfortunately for me. I might have to look that up, but I cannot remember which companions have problems with which companions. So I will check that as we go, but I think that Jeremus and Matheld are actually fine. I don't think they have any problems with each other, but they might. I don't know. So we'll see. Maybe if they do, then they do, and then that's obviously a big problem. But yeah, anyway, not much has changed in regards to our army composition. Just going to sell some of those Sea Raiders, of course. And indeed, there is a tournament going on at Kudan, which is perfect. That's really good for us, actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to sell everything with the exception of this crude Bernie. I literally was just waiting to equip this until you were with me, because let's face it, the most fun that we can have is literally equipping new gear and seeing our character become crazy good, or at least as best as he possibly can be, right? You know, considering it's me controlling him. But anyway, we can now sell everything else. I don't think we need anything else here. Oh, maybe actually, maybe wait. Maybe there is actually going to be something kind of good here. I'm thinking right now that we're going to leave the shield and all that other stuff. And I think the boots are going to be basically pointless. Ah, wait. Leather boots. Oh, these guys, actually, this might be okay. And I think we're going to give Matheld this chipped fighting axe. And we'll sell everything else. I don't think she needs anything too dramatic, because I think she comes equipped with some pretty good stuff. Yeah. She's got pretty decent stuff. So the only thing she needs is like a helmet, a shield. We could give her an axe instead of the sword. I think the axe is probably going to do better for her. And we could potentially... Oh, she doesn't have throwing weapons? Oh, okay. That's actually interesting. I thought she had power throw, but apparently she does not. Anyway, we'll level up some of these guys into slave drivers, mercenary cavalry, footmen, man-at-arms. 1 man-at-arms. That's literally all I have. Are you serious? Just 1 man-at-arms. I did level up twice, by the way, because I was just running in there trying to get as many kills as I could. And it seems to have paid off quite nicely, so it's okay, you know, it's all right. And so, because I have 10 strength now, I think most of the time, that is going to enable us to equip pretty much any bit of armor that we want, and unless it's like super high tier, so we shouldn't have to worry about that too much. And as a result, I'm just going to spam charisma. That is literally all I'm going to do, you know, going forward here. I might get more inventory management, it very much depends, but I'm thinking right now that what we want is trade skill. I know, that sounds really dumb, but, you know, just bear with me, okay? It's just because loot and gaining money and all that stuff early on is very time consuming, and I'm trying to reduce that as much as possible. And if I can reduce that by increasing the amount that we get from selling things, then all the better. You know what I mean? That really makes a huge difference. Anyway, 2 teams with 4 fighters each. This is indeed a Vajir tournament, and I am not a big fan of that, because as you can quite clearly tell, we are now going to have to... Oh my. Look at how much damage I'm doing. This is absolutely abysmal. And, well, it's worse. It's actually worse than you would think, because when you have a dagger... We did it. Okay. When you have a dagger, you cannot block. You cannot block in native Warband. There is no blocking function with the dagger itself. So that's actually hilarious. And if we are in a situation, which has happened to me in the past, where we have a dagger and we are up against someone who does not have a dagger, and they have a proper setup, then we're going to lose. Yes, we're going to lose, and we're going to die very quickly, and that is not going to be good. I'm going to be playing this a bit carefully now. I'm not going to tab out or anything like that, just in case, but I think we should be fine here. Most of this tournament is probably going to be pretty easy for us now that we've already eliminated one. Unfortunately, this guy is doing so much damage. Wow, did you see that? Look at that. That guy really dialed in dramatically. No, he might be... Oh, no, never mind. And there it is, 28 damage to finish off that champion fighter. Thank you very much. Okay, so 3 teams with 3 fighters. This should be pretty simple. Nice, that was some good damage. Nice combo hit there. Very, very good. I like that. Sometimes manual is much, much better than couch lancing, but couch lancing is going to be much more consistent. Like, for example, I'm always, almost always, if I can make a clean hit, almost always going to get a kill. And, you know, manual, not so much, you know. It's a little bit, yeah, as you can see right there, that's the exception, you see. That is the exception for couch lancing. Sometimes you're going to get those situations. Okay, I've got to be a bit careful here, because this guy is actually doing some pretty hefty damage to us. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, Dranton. Yes, oh, we know Dranton. Dranton is one of my nemesis. Yes, one of my nemesis, and I very much wish him the worst. I wish him the very, very worst. It is terrible to fight him. It is absolutely terrible. He has some of the best stats that you'll find at this point in the game, and it's very, very difficult to deal with him. And hopefully, there we go. Nice. Okay, I was kind of hoping to eliminate at least one of these teams, but unfortunately, my blue team members decided that they would just go ahead and die, which is kind of unfortunate. But I did eliminate everyone else, which is pretty nice, and that means that I am through to the next round. And now this is... Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So they've given me a short weapon. Not a terribly big fan of that, because that means we are not going to have deep penetration. Okay, and obviously, as you know, I am a big fan of deep penetration. Does a lot of damage. It feels very satisfying. That's the entire point, you know. That is the entire reason why we do that, you know, the satisfaction level. Because if you don't have any satisfaction, well, then it might be time to reevaluate, you know, what you're doing. But you know, hopefully these guys are not going to gang up on me in just a second, because if they decide that they want to penetrate us, then we might have a bit of an issue, because there's 3 of them and just 1 of us, right? So we may in fact have a bit of a problem on our hands. However, I know that the blue team member is a bit damaged. Oh no, look! They're ganging up on me. You see this? Oh no, this is very bad. Or maybe not. Oh yes, I eliminated that guy. Okay, that's actually fine, kind of. To a certain degree. To a certain degree, it's okay. Bear in mind, he cannot block. He cannot block. He has a knife, so he cannot block, which is fantastic. This is obviously my second... Oh no. Oh yeah, I have barely any riding skill, so my maneuverability on this is leaving a lot to be desired. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is actually very, very bad. Ooh, he has the potential to kill us. Do you know that? That's the funny thing. He has the potential... Oh, never mind. Okay. I did not realize he was so low in HP, but there you go. He was very, very low in HP. Okay, so... perfect. Okay. This is actually really, really good. He has a bow? Oh, he has a bow. I thought he had a lance, but no, he does not. That was... That was the easiest round so far. That was absolutely perfect. Okay, I love that. Okay, now... Oh. Oh, dear. Oh, the enemy also has the same thing. Okay. Well, at least this is okay, then. Oh, dear. Ooh, you saw me. Oh, yeah, I was really nervous right there. I thought to myself I was going to lose. I really thought that that was it. I thought that was game over. Anyway, we've got 9,200 dinars right now. I am... I'm actually itching to get a better horse, but unfortunately, I don't think we can do that. I think we have to prioritize getting an Enterprise. The Enterprise is going to make so much difference unless we were to fight the Borg or something like that. Because then, otherwise, it might be a bit of a problem. Anyway, let's go and find some Sea Raiders. And there's level 7 for us. Very nice indeed. Obviously, I have just fought one band of Sea Raiders before this. I'm not going to show all of the battles because it is, well, like this, of course. And I don't, unfortunately, have the ability to super speed it, you know, like I do in Bannerlord. It would be very nice if we had the ability to do that. I think there are ways to do it, but I think it involves a little bit of extra work, and I'm not sure how to really make that happen, but it's okay. There you go. 2 renown for us right there. Obviously, we do get to rescue a farmer and everything, and, well, the loot is not exactly great, unfortunately. And we leveled up a couple of extra people, too. So we got some mercenary cavalry here, Swadian militia, Swadian footmen, and our second Swadian man-at-arms. That's really, really nice. Now, we are, in fact, level 7, like we said before, and we're going to get another point in Charisma. And I'm now thinking to myself, what do I want to do? Well, the question is, I'm thinking shield right now, and I think that might actually be the way to go. We could go for prisoner management, but prisoner management right now is not really that necessary. We're only fighting against Sea Raiders. It would be extremely impactful if we were fighting against vassals, because then we'd be able to take even more people prisoner, and that would probably result in even more cash, and then we could invest that cash in enterprises. And speaking of that, we'll do shield this time. But speaking of that, we're going to go into the bandit hideout in just a moment. I would like to get maybe to level 8 before we do that, though. And this is going to be our final battle before the bandit hideout itself. Now, I am going to try to level up to 8 here, so that means I'm going to try to get as many kills as possible. It is going to be a little bit difficult because obviously I sent my forces in. Okay, yeah, unfortunate. We didn't have the ability to do that, but I did get quite a few kills, which means that I am very close to it, and we did get some prisoners too. Now, bear in mind, I did get a crude Bernie in my other fight, and I was able to give that to Jeremus, as you can see right there, so he's equipped. Mateld actually has some really, really good stuff, by the way, already. So, as you can see, the crude Bernie is not really amazing in comparison to this, and I basically just decided, you know what, I'm going to prioritize leg armor for her, and we're just going to wait until we can get something slightly better until we replace her armor. Now, the only reason why I wasn't attacking the Sea Raider landing beforehand is because obviously it spawns bandits, right? It spawns Sea Raiders. And so I wanted to make sure that the Sea Raiders did not stop spawning if we were to destroy it. And we had 60 days to complete our task. And so we're going to do that now. We're going to do it now. And, well, I am definitely going to level up in this for sure. It's almost a certainty that I will level up here. However, it may also be a certainty that I might die and take an axe to the face and get immediately killed. So we've got to be very, very careful here. Again, I don't have anything in Iron Flesh or anything like that, so I am very, very weak in comparison to a lot of other characters that I've made in the past, just because I am generally tending to prefer things that help me to be a better commander, a better leader, and generally a better general. Haha, generally a better general. Haha, yes, indeed. Okay, here we go. Now, if I can just eliminate some of these guys, then I will indeed level up quite nicely. Unfortunately, not this looter. The looter's only going to give me 38 experience. In comparison, the Sea Raiders will give me about 130. So it would be very nice if we could actually kill some of them. It's quite funny, to be honest. The bandit hideouts in Sea Raider territory are, in my opinion, probably some of the easiest that you could do, because they are basically just these two little areas here that they spawn from. Not these ones over here, but just the two sides, basically. The two sides of the beach are the easiest, in my opinion, to really deal with. And got to be a bit careful here. You never know whether these guys are going to actually make any kind of lucky hit with their thrown axes. And there we go. Is it done? No, we got one enemy remaining. I'm pretty sure... Wow, Matheld got the kill. Very nice. Okay. I'm hopeful that our companions will actually start leveling up a little bit. Maybe a little bit quicker. And there we go. We did manage to complete the task. And all the loot was absolutely terrible. So we're going to find Mr. Mariga now. Where is he? And there's 619 dinars. Alright, so I managed to find him and boom, look at that. Okay, so we got 1500 dinars from this. We leveled up dramatically and all of our companions actually leveled up. So that's very nice. And I'm hopeful that, okay, he is going to actually give me another task. I'm not entirely sure if we really want to join the Vagiers as a mercenary. It could be, okay. Okay, fine, let's do it, okay? Let's do it. I wasn't actually going to do this because you technically then have to stay a mercenary. I think that, you know what? Actually, I don't think we can do it. I don't think we can do it. The reason why is because you have to stay a mercenary. You can't just leave at any time, right? You cannot leave at any time, whereas... You know, in Bannerlord, obviously you can, right? You can leave at any time you want. So you could potentially just become that and then just, you know, do this. So, yeah, oh, that's very sad, isn't it? That's very, very sad. Okay, so what we're going to do instead is we are actually going to be stealing some cattle. Yes, we're actually going to steal some cattle because I need to make 12,000, right? I need to make 12,000 dinars. And the best way that I can figure out... Oh, are you serious? The best way that I can figure out how to do that, at least right now, in a short space of time, is just raiding, not raiding a village, but just stealing a little bit of cattle and running away with that. That seems to be the best course of action for me right now. Generally, it would have been a good idea if I was playing this normally and not trying to, you know, not trying to beat the 100 days, which I highly doubt is even possible, you know, for the entirety of CALRADIA. As I said, siege towers and stuff like that are going to take an exorbitant amount of time anyway, so it's not great, but yeah. Anyway, so as I said, what we're going to do is we will, in fact, go to the nearby village and steal some stuff. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. And we'll just sell all of this. There we go, another 300. I mean, the loot is really bad, just so you know. As you can quite clearly tell here, the loot is pretty awful. Mercenary horseman. I was kind of hoping for a ransom broker. I think I have 3 Sea Raiders. That would have actually been pretty nice, but we're just going to go to the far reaches of this village over here. Actually, you know what? I shouldn't do this village. I should probably do this village over here. Okay, Rhodox and Swadia made peace. That's absolutely fine. That does not affect us. That does not affect us. And let's see. Ah, Matheld does have a problem with Jeremus. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Yes, Jeremus is a capable member of this company. If I had found Ymira, then I would have had her instead of Jeremus. So yeah, this is obviously not going to work out too well for us now, because they both have a terrible, terrible time with each other. Anyway, I did get 14 cattle? That is literally unheard of. I've never gotten 14 cattle, ever. Okay, that's very, very lucky. As you can see right here, we're just getting a huge amount. And I can do all of it. There we are. Fantastic. Okay, so I can go over to Kudan. Thankfully, it is relatively close by, so we will not really lose too much in the way of cash. Unfortunately, they only have 176 dinars here, so I will have to sell to the horse merchant instead. Which I suppose is okay. I guess that's not too bad, but I'm not a terribly big fan of doing that, but oh well, never mind. Okay, so we're just going to do this, and there we have it. Nice. Is there a ransom broker here still? No, there isn't. There was one in Curor, if I remember, so I'm going to go over there really, really fast and see if we can maybe we'll find it. Maybe he's still here. Yes, there he is. Haha, nice. All right. There we go. So that's 13,000. Absolutely perfect. And indeed, I have leveled up multiple times. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for charisma once again. Going to go for leadership, like I said before. And I think we're probably not going to be going for... I think trade skill right now could be still useful. Don't get me wrong. I think it's still going to be useful. But I'm also thinking about shield right now, because I think I might need to survive quite a great deal more in the near future. And I think that's probably going to make more sense. Now, Jeremus obviously is going to be speccing into intelligence. We're going to be getting him some more wound treatment. Actually, Jeremus has a problem with Artimena as far as I'm aware, and he's the engineer in the base game, and he's got 4 in engineering as far as I'm aware, like straight away. So I'm kind of thinking if we're going to be doing a siege, yeah, no. I'm not going to do that right now, okay? I'm not going to do that right now. Even though I'm tempted, I could potentially get 2 points in engineering here, but we're going to wait and see whether we're actually going to be doing a siege sometime soon. I mean, I would like to, but it very much depends on if we can find one that has a significantly weakened garrison. So obviously we're going to go and build a weavery and dye works in Rivercheck. There is a really, really good way to make money in Curor as well, but of course I have to choose, and I know for certain that Rivercheck is going to get us a good amount of cash. Alright, so here it is, 10,000 dinars to buy a weavery and dye works. For some reason, I thought it was 12,000. I don't know why that is. That must be from Warsword Conquest or something like that, I think. Maybe, not entirely sure. But anyway, as you can see, we're going to get 900 dinars per week, which is, in fact, going to basically cover pretty much every wage that we could have at this time. Obviously, there are going to be cases where that is not going to happen, and in fact, we are going to be spending a lot more because every single time we level up and get more Swadian, more Swadian man-at-arms, they're going to, of course, cost us quite a bit. Okay, so I've been fighting a bunch of Sea Raiders, Tundra Bandits, and all kinds of things like that. Basically just trying to earn as much experience as possible. You can see here we do have more cavalry now. And that's because we've, of course, been just fighting all the time. Basically just trying to fight as much as possible. I did almost die in the previous battle, so you could quite clearly tell by my HP. These Tundra Bandits have been pretty good, by the way. As you can see, 124 experience per kill, which is almost as much as a Sea Raider. I'm very surprised about that, actually, because that when I first saw that, I thought to myself, is that right? It doesn't seem right, but it is. And so, yeah, they have been far and away one of the better sources of experience that I have found so far. If you can't find any Sea Raiders that have significantly large parties, then Tundra Bandits are great. Unfortunately, their loot is pretty terrible, though. Another party of Tundra Bandits is upon us, and I've actually found that these guys are much, much better than Sea Raiders for experience. Now, of course, if you're looking for upgrades to your gear and stuff like that, then I would still recommend fighting Sea Raiders because they generally have better loot. And obviously, if you're looking for cash too, then, well, better loot, well, fundamentally just, means that you're going to be making more cash and you're going to be selling it for more and so on and so forth. But these guys also, if you can find a couple of manhunters and then turn them into slave drivers, I mean manhunters in general, the entire manhunter line has the ability to take prisoners relatively easily, because they have blunt weapons, of course. So if you could take them prisoner as well, it's actually really, really good, because being able to take them prisoner means that you can then sell them. And funnily enough, Tundra Bandits sell for about 10 less dinars than Sea Raiders, but because you can gain so many more of them, it really equals out to be fantastic. Really, really good, actually. So, that is an option, and because Sea Raiders are sometimes kind of rare to find, it might be something for you. Who knows? Maybe it's something that you might like to consider. As you can see, we can get another 3 of these guys. And indeed, we're going to get Mercenary Horsemen, I suppose. Get some Slave Hunters here. So Swadian Militia. Get these guys. We've got our first Swadian Knight. Our first Swadian Knight. Can you believe it? Look at that. Our first Swadian Knight. I 100% think he's going to die very, very fast. What do you bet? Well, this is kind of strange. I just got an offer of vassalage. Okay, that's kind of weird. Alright, well, that is obviously not going to happen. I'm not going to do this, of course. There is no real reason for me to become a vassal in any way, shape, or form, although it does provide us with the ability to act with impunity and potentially capture fiefs, and then those fiefs could then potentially be converted to my own faction. Because, of course, the entire point of the series is to capture the entirety of CALRADIA ourselves. And if we could do that, then we're going to win, obviously. Anyway, I'm actually... should we? Okay, so I have thought about this a little bit. And I think I'm going to accept. And the main reason why I'm going to do that is... we may have a good advantage by doing this. Okay, let's try it and see what happens. I have to find him. Alright, so I finally found him. He was absolutely annoying to find, but there you go. Alright, so he is here, and you honor me with your offer. Yes, my lord. There we go. I pledge fealty to you and all that wonderful stuff. Now take off your pants. Yes, indeed. There we go. That's what the king should do for us. Anyway, there we are. We're done. Okay, so we have a possibility here. The possibility of taking a town very, very quickly. But this is very much a case of, are we going to be able to do this? I don't know. But probably not. But... we're going to give it a go, alright? We're going to give it a go. So anyway, this is our first vassal battle. I am just going to go hardcore aggressive here. I have a huge amount of cavalry. Well, not a huge amount, but I have enough cavalry to make this work potentially. And all I need to do is just make sure that I survive. So, you know, me rushing in here is probably not the best idea, but I think it's fun, so I'm going to do that. You know, generally, I play video games because they are fun. So... that's it. Anyway, we are absolutely slaughtering this guy. He was literally waiting within Nara. Nara is a town that King Yaroglek was actually just very close by to. And I was thinking to myself, why is he there? That doesn't make any sense. And then I saw exactly what was happening. It just got taken by the Saranids. And that's the reason why we're attacking a Saranid vassal here, because I want to try to capture the town for myself. Now, if I can capture the town for myself, as far as I can tell, there's only 60 troops in the garrison there, which means that this is going to be extremely, extremely easy for us if I can make that work. Anyway, we're just gonna... there's basically no point in me taking any of this stuff. I have no money, by the way. I have no money because my Weavery and Dye Works is not yet up and running. And it's going to take me 9 hours. Sultan Hakim is really, really close by the way. So he could potentially come along. He has 120 troops. So we may, in fact... No, never mind. Okay. We literally will be able to do this, I think. I think we can do this. There's only one ladder, obviously. This is Warband. So in general, we are probably going to be having some pretty painful experiences here. I did recruit a couple of Nords, by the way, but they didn't have that much time to level up. So they are basically just Nord... footmen and trained footmen, and that's it. Unfortunately, it looks as though I am just going to have to wait here. It's probably a good idea anyway, to be honest, because if I do go up there, I'm more than likely going to just die. So it's probably a good idea for me to just relax, sit back, and allow my forces to actually do something. I'm a little bit worried, though, because I am, in fact, probably the best person to go up there, because I do have the ability to kill quite a few, and the enemy is pretty... Are we actually... Are we serious about this right now? Oh, okay. I'm kind of worried about this right now. I get... Okay. Fine. If we can manage to not take any significant casualties, as in if we can manage to not get any deaths on our side, then I think we'll be absolutely fine here. I think that's probably going to be okay. That is going to be the biggest Yeah. I knew as soon as I mentioned it that we were going to get a bit of an issue like that. But yes, basically the less deaths we get, the more chance we have of holding on to the town. Because of course, the Sarranids are going to want to take this back. That's the thing. They're going to want to take this back, but they have not formed any kind of, you know, official declaration of war against the Vaegirs. So we may in fact be able to get away with this if that is the case, because technically they're not at war against the Sarranids. They're not at war. Well, yeah, the Vaegirs and the Sarranids are not at war against each other. So we technically have a bit of a veil of protection, which is cool, right? Yeah, that is pretty cool. So it's very much dependent on whether that actually holds up, because it's unlikely that people are going to stand by and wait for that to happen. Because of course, I was keeping an eye on the diplomatic things that were going on in the world at large, and basically what just happened was the Vaegirs and the Khergit Khanate, they made peace recently. They made a peace agreement, and I thought to myself, oh, okay, well, that's interesting. You know, I should keep that in my mind. And the reason why I was going to keep that in my mind is because now those two factions are bound by that peace agreement. It's very unlikely that either one of them is going to break it, and they're going to be at peace for a set amount of time. And so, because of that, we may in fact have the ability to take advantage of this so dramatically that we are not going to have any problems with the Khergits for some time, even though Nara is an original Khergit fief. And that's the reason why, obviously, having the ability to be at peace with those guys is probably a good idea, because that means that they can't immediately retaliate and try to take it. So that's my thought process on that. If that works out, then I think we're probably going to be fine. As you can see, we have just absolutely obliterated the opponent here, and we barely lost anyone because they basically had nothing. They had absolutely nothing here. As you can see, they had 2 Mamluks, and that's pretty much it. Everything else was pretty low tier. And we can indeed capture a couple of, well, rescue a couple of people. Oh, wow. This is actually a pretty nice, pretty nice shirt. Okay. That's kind of funny. I was not expecting to find anything super good here. But, alright, okay. And we're going to request that Nara be awarded to me. Okay, here we go. This is very risky, by the way. Very risky, in my opinion. I mean, you know, generally we are asking a lot, I think. I think we're asking quite a bit here. Let's go into the tavern. I didn't capture anyone, as far as I'm aware. Mercenary cavalry would be fantastic, but I don't have any money. Yes, I don't have any money, so that might be a bit of a problem. Ah, the Vaegirs are deciding to declare war against the Nords. Probably not the best idea, but yeah, I don't think the Sarranids can actually do anything against us right now. If I take a look at the faction relations report, you can see here that we ourselves have a relation with the Sarranids of -40, but I don't believe they are at war against each other. Let's actually just have a look. Yeah, look, there we go. The Sarranid Sultanate has recently suffered provocation by subjects of the Kingdom of Vaegirs, and there is a risk of war, but there is no war yet. So we are in a good position here. Okay, this is absolutely perfect. Okay, unfortunately for me, the perfection may end relatively soon, because what I need to do is I need to very fast make my way over to Arduna here, recruit some people, and make my way back to Nara as soon as possible, because we want to make sure that it does not get taken, and we want to put some people in the garrison there. I don't have any space. No, I have no space. Oh, that is absolutely terrible, isn't it? Okay, we got some Swadian Knights. Unfortunately, I don't think I can level any of these guys up. As you can see, look at this. I am basically bankrupt right now. Let me take a look. Oh, no. My weekly budget is, as you can tell, not good enough. But if I do get Nara awarded to me, then it might be good enough at that point. I was most pleased to hear of your valiant efforts in the capture of Nara. Your victory has gladdened all our hearts. You also requested me to give you ownership of their castle, but that is a favor which I fear I cannot grant, as you already hold significant estates in my realm, one village. Instead, I have sent you 900 dinars to cover the expenses of your campaign, but Nara I give to my bedfellow. Yes, indeed. Yeah, you've been wrong to renounce your oath to your liege. We are going to renounce your oath and rule your lands, including Nara, in your own name. And that is exactly what we are doing. There we go. Alright, and we are going to be appointing Mathild, my person, you know, because she obviously has a problem with Jeremus anyway, and we want to keep Jeremus with us. So, there we go. What will be the name of your kingdom? We will call ourselves the Satisfying Thrusters. There we go. That's what we're going to be going for, and fantastic. Okay, so we now have Nara. This is literally our town. This is our town right now. So what I'm going to do is we're going to just slap a bunch of the Khergits in there. I am actually unsure what I need to do now. I do have 2,000 dinars now because I think he did actually give me cash. So I could potentially level up these into Swadian Knights. I think that sounds like a pretty good idea. I have the Emir with us as well. Am I still at war technically against the Saranids? Yes. Okay. Oh dear. We might have a bit of a problem. Yes, this might be a bit of an issue. Okay, well what we're going to do is only have 5 spaces. Okay, so let's just have a quick look here. So these Swadians, they're going to go in here. And I am going to have to be very quick in regards to recruiting because Warband AI, they don't care about unit quality when it comes to looking at garrisons. They only care about unit numbers. So if you have a significant number in the garrison, then they're not going to care and they're just going to ignore you for the most part. So I have to be very, very fast about this. And it seems like we might have a pretty good shot. As you can see, we already have 22 people in there. I will be doing more of that off screen because let's face it, this is just busy work, and I don't really think that is going to be super satisfying to see. So I'm going to end this off here. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.